Dear students, in this present lecture of photoelectron spectroscopy, we are going to discuss principle of photoelectron spectroscopy. So, this technique was developed by Sigban, Turner and Price, and in this technique, electron is removed from its orbital when photon of sufficient energy is absorbed by that electron. In the last lecture of introduction, we already discussed how electrons are removed, as this technique is based on photoelectric effect in molecules in gas phase or liquid phase. The term photoionization is used. As we all know that electrons are bounded with nucleus, thereby radiations of sufficient energy are required to remove electrons from their orbitals. The minimum energy required to remove electron from its orbital present in an atom or molecule is known as electron binding energy, which is commonly known as ionization energy. And to remove electron from its orbitals, in case of atoms or molecules, we required two types of radiations. These are X-ray radiations and high energy UV radiation. Then, in terms of energy, if different orbitals can be classified as occupied orbitals and unoccupied orbitals, then the occupied orbitals are further classified as valence orbitals or outer orbitals and core orbitals or inner orbitals. So if we see in this diagram, this figure, the different types of orbitals are classified as these orbitals are unoccupied orbitals. Then these orbitals are occupied orbitals, and the occupied orbitals are further classified as valence orbitals. The outermost orbitals which have electron is known as valence orbital, and all other inner orbitals are known as basically inner orbitals or core orbitals. So this is how different orbitals are classified. Now we have to calculate the binding energy of electrons. So in order to calculate binding energy, we have to assume that at infinity the energy of electron is zero. So if electron is completely removed from this orbital, its energy is assumed to be zero. So if we know the difference, it is taken as zero because the attraction between nucleus and electron is almost negligible when electron is at infinity. So in this way, the binding energy of different electrons can be calculated. Also, the electrons present in valence orbitals have lesser binding energy as compared to electrons present in core orbitals. As we see in this figure, it is lesser energy is required to remove electron from valence orbital as compared to more energy is required to remove electron from inner orbitals. As inner orbitals are more close to nucleus, there are greater attraction. There exists more attraction, so it is hard to remove electron from inner orbitals, and that is why higher energy radiations, that is X-ray radiations, are used to remove inner electrons. Similarly, the outer electrons or valence electrons require lesser energy. So for this UV radiations are used to remove electrons from valence orbitals. In the next point, as we all know, B's method is used to measure the ionization energy of molecules when electrons are ejected from different orbitals. The energy of incident photon is used to ionize the electron. The amount of energy required to remove electron from its orbital is known as ionization energy, and it is related with kinetic energy of the electron by this relation, equation number 2, which we have already discussed in the last lecture. In this equation, E is the energy of electron, that is kinetic energy of electron, and it is equal to half mv square, and h nu is the energy of incident photon, and I is the ionization energy or binding energy of the electron. So if an electron is struck by a photon, it absorb the energy of photon and leave its orbital and move like a photoelectron with sufficient kinetic energy. And as we all know, this electron is attracted by a nucleus. So in order to overcome the attractive force, it requires some energy, that is ionization energy or binding energy. So this h nu is equal to I plus kinetic energy, or we can say that kinetic energy is equal to h nu minus ionization energy. The whole principle of photoelectron spectroscopy is based on this equation. In photoelectron spectroscopy, we know this as which radiation we are irradiating on the sample. This is known. Then by detector system, we can determine the velocity of the electron. As we know the mass of electron, we are able to know the kinetic energy of the electron. So in this equation, the two terms kinetic energy and energy of photon is known. So from equation 2, we are able to determine the ionization energy or binding energy of the electron. Then the binding energy of electron depends upon the orbital in which it is present. As I already told you, it is easy to remove electron from valence orbital and it is difficult to remove electron from inner orbitals. So it is because the binding energy of outer electron is lesser and the binding energy of inner electron is more. So PE's method is useful to know the orbital structure of atoms or molecules. With the help of this method, we are able to know the energies of different orbitals present in an atom or molecule, and this information is useful to characterize the atom or molecule and determining the elemental composition of the sample. As we all know, different atoms have different electrons in different orbitals, and we are able to ascertain energies of different orbitals with the help of PE's method. Similarly, in the case of molecules, the electrons are present in different molecular orbitals, and with PE's method, we are able to know the energies of different orbitals, and with the help of this, we are able to characterize the particular molecule or atoms under analysis. So the principle of photoelectron spectroscopy can be presented by this figure. As we see here that the electrons are distributed in different types of orbitals in an atom or molecule. There are occupied orbitals and unoccupied orbitals, and the occupied orbitals are further classified into valence orbitals and inner orbitals or core orbitals. The attraction between nucleus and valence orbital is lesser, so it is easy to remove these electrons, and that is why UV radiations which have sufficient energy to remove valence electrons are used for this purpose, and electron leave the molecule or atom and then move away like a photoelectron, and the kinetic energy of this photoelectron can be determined by the instrumentation, and with this we are able to know the energy of this electron, or we can say that we are able to know the energy of the orbital in which electron is present. Similarly, the inner orbitals or core electrons have greater energy, and to remove such electrons we require X-rays, as X-rays have sufficient energy to remove inner electrons, and in the same way inner electrons are removed, and to know when we know the kinetic energy of these electrons, we are able to know the energy of the orbital in which such electrons are present. Then moving ahead, we are going to discuss the Koopman's theorem. It is a basic theorem that is used in photoelectron spectroscopy. In the method of PES, the energy of orbital is estimated by evaluating the kinetic energy of emitted photoelectrons. I already told you, if we know the energy of the incident photon and energy of the kinetic energy of the photoelectron, we are able to know the binding energy of the electron. And equation 2, I already told you, forms the basis of this concept. In actual molecule, different orbitals are occupied. This means electrons are distributed in different orbitals in molecules. In PES, a series of different kinetic energies of photoelectrons will be obtained, so that for each electron, equation 2 is valid. So for different electrons, ionization energies can be calculated by determining their respective velocities. Let me illustrate this point. As we all know that there are different types of orbitals present in the atom. Say we consider one core orbital and one valence orbital in which electrons are present, and let me consider one more orbital in which electrons are present. So if we irradiate radiation of sufficient energy, this energy is absorbed by electron, and this electron is emitted as photoelectron. So if we calculate the kinetic energy, and this energy is determined by the PES instrument. The instrument has detector system just like in mass spectrometry, and we are able to determine the kinetic energy of this particle, the electron, subtracting the total energy and kinetic energy. We are able to determine the ionization energy of this electron, and It is Koopman's theorem, and according to Koopman's theorem, this ionization energy is the energy of this orbital. The Koopman's theorem is very simple. It tells us that the energy required to remove electron from its orbital is the energy of orbital. So if we able to know the ionization energy of the electron, we are able to know the energy of the orbital. So in this illustration, I am telling you that different orbitals are occupied, and if we irradiate these electrons, these sample with the sufficient energy, and as I already told you, for core electron the energy is absorbed and the photoelectron has given kinetic energy. I am marking this kinetic energy as kinetic energy 1. If same radiation is absorbed by other electron and it is also emitted as photoelectron, it has different kinetic energy. Similarly, same photon is absorbed by the valence electron and this electron is emitted as photoelectron. Its kinetic energy is different. So for this electron kinetic energy is Ke2, for this electron kinetic energy is Ke1, and for this electron kinetic energy is Ke3. So from equation 2, which I already told you, kinetic energy is equal to h nu minus I, where I is the ionization energy, or we can say that I is equal to h nu minus Ki. So for these electrons kinetic energy is different, so their ionization energy will be different. This is the major concept here, and by using Koopman's theorem we can say that the orbital energy, the energy of orbital, is negative of ionization energy, as ionization energy is the energy required to remove electron. So when we supply this energy, electron is removed from its orbital. Thus the orbital's energies can be correlated with ionization energies by using an approximation known as Koopman's theorem. I already explained you that orbital energy, the energy of orbital, can be correlated with ionization energy, and according to this theorem, the ionization energy is equal to negative of orbital energy from which electron is ejected. In other words, Koopman's theorem means that it is possible to identify the ionization energy of the orbital with which the electron is initially associated. Koopman theorem suggests that by knowing the ionization energy of the orbital, we are able to identify the energy of orbital. But there is a limitation of this approximation, that when an electron is ejected, there is a redistribution of remaining electron, and then the orbital energy will not remain same. But for the sake of analysis, we can assume that the energy of orbital is equal to its ionization energy with minus sign. So what is Koopman's theorem? That orbital energy is equal to minus of ionization energy of electron. And how will you determine the ionization energy? Ionization energy is equal to h nu minus kinetic energy. So from instrument we are able to know this, and this we are able to determine the ionization energy of different electrons, and from ionization energy we are able to know the orbital energy. So this is all about this lecture. Thank you.